our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You are watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the major stories. The President of the Republic returns the country after participating in the inauguration of the new president in Mogadishu. And on the international scenes, war in Ukraine revised down its growth forecast. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, returned to the country this Thursday afternoon, in the middle of the afternoon, after his participation in Mogadishu's Somali capital in the investiture's ceremony of his new counterpart of these brotherly and friendly countries, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. The participation of the President of Djibouti in the investiture ceremony of his new Somali counterpart was mainly marked by the speech he made at the podium of this event. In this afternoon, President Guelleh formed the hope of rapid development of Somalia under the leadership of its new president, and he expressed the wish that Somalia regains full and complete capacity and total autonomy of actions, effort, and skills to meet the challenges related to its well-being and prosperity. In a festive atmosphere, that was the investiture ceremony of the 10th Somalian President of Hassan Sheikh Mohammed took place at the center in Mogadishu, capital of Somalia. Several head of state were present of the ceremony. In particular, the head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, as well as the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Mr. Abiy Ahmed, and Egyptian Prime Minister, the Minister Mustafa Maduli, the Vice President of Southern Sudan, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the representative of the Emir of Qatar, the Minister of Defense of Burundi, as well as representative of friendly countries and representative of the United Nations and African Union and IGAD. In turns, the head of state and the minister took the floor to congratulate the president elected and the electoral process which was held in Somalia. They affirmed the importance of the efforts undertaken, which courage and perseverance to face the current challenges and stability. The President of the federal government of the Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, in his speech, he said the celebration of the investitures of my country. I said, Mr. the President, as a president elected, he said, so well, I will reconcile itself of my country for the first time with these neighboring countries, and I will allow my country to be safe from international interference to better manage the country, and conclude the president of Somalia. In his speech, the head of state, in his speech, said, "We are here today in the fraternal of Somali brother countries, and I wish, but also share this celebration and this victory, which has led to the fact that the president succeeded in the second time each other in a democratic and peaceful and fraternal way. And this particular move us as a brother and friend of a Somalian country. Somalia need its population, said the president. It is intellectual, it's living forces, but it more than needs, as the president-elect said, so well to reconcile with itself first and with these neighboring countries. This philosophy adopted by the president-elected enough for you to start a vision and will allow you to be safe from international interference in order to better manage your country, exploit your natural resources, and this required a lot of effort of trust and cohabitation, said the President Gili. In the second part of his speech, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, indicated that the Djiboutian government is always dedicated to supporting our brotherly government in Somalia. For more details, let's listen to the head of the state. And also the president. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, received in his office the visit of the Director of Human Development and the region Middle East and North Africa of the World Bank. The meeting took place in the presence of the Secretary General of Mr. Mohammed Abdallah Mahyoub and the executive of officials of the World Bank. Executive of the officials of the World Bank. After a few heartfelt words of welcome, the minister discussed with his counterpart all the transformation and improvement made to the Djiboutian education system thanks to the financial support of the World Bank. The minister highlighted a length of progress achieved thanks to the transformative project of the Djiboutian schools financed by the World Bank, a subject that was particularly close to his heart. The minister took this opportunity to highlight the decentralization of end of the year exams in particular the baccalaureate, which for the first time was organized in the interior region. This decentralization will be accompanied by the capacity building for the Department of Examination and Competition, whose service will also instill with the region. Other news now, the Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, Mr. Yunis Ali Gedi, received this Thursday, June 9, 2022, in his office a large delegation for the Japanese multinationals Tachio Corporation, the senior official of the Japanese ministerial, the Japanese multinational sorry expertise. They expressed to the minister their keen interest in carrying out two projects, namely the exploitations of the potassium-containing geothermal fluid, as well as the construction of an oil in order to meet the regional demand for hydrocarbons. In response, the Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources welcomed the investor's approach, suggesting that the contact of the ODEDEC, the Djiboutian Office of the Development of Geothermal Energy with regard to the exploitation of the geothermal fluid, while he declared that The Ministry of Energy, in charge of natural resources, stood ready to study the concrete proposals relating to the project. On these, the two parties agreed to continue the exchange, in particular by video conference. The Ministry of Housing, Ms. Amina Abdiya, then went to Tajora region, and the Association of the City welcome in the regional center Tajora and the regional authorities, the first preference of the state and the member of the regional government. The purpose of the visit of the Ministry of Housing in Tajora region is related to the implementation of housing and the incompatibility project for the central of the city of Tajora. The Minister of Housing and Urbanism, Ms. Amina Abdiadin, who spoke at the meeting, she thanked the official of the region of Tajura for their warm welcome and then told about the importance of the purpose in the city of Tajura and all the implementation of a housing program. The Ministry of Housing and Urbanism's visit after the houses for lower properties, which are nearly ended. She visit these houses are being built by the Republic housing agencies. The Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of General Staff of the Army Forces, received this Thursday at the official Hotel Hassan Bassouma, Lieutenant General Francois, Inspector of the Armies. The missions of Inspectorate of the Army Forces is to audit controls and support of the command the Army Forces. The General Francois in his 72 hours working visit to Djibouti, took the opportunity to meet the chief of the general staff of the army forces. In his tribe, General Francois was accompanied by Air Division General Stéphane Dupont, commander of the FFDG. In his intervention, the Lieutenant General Major Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim wished a warm welcome for the delegation, especially to the General Francois. He indicates in his speech that Djibouti serves as his urged land of meeting and exchange. In addition, he has pledged to do more to strengthen, consolidate, and expand these cooperative links. A delegation from the National Defense College in Nigeria is in Djibouti for a business visit led by the admirals. The delegation is made up of about 30 males and female senior officials of the National Defense College for Nigeria, who are themselves from four nationalities, namely Nigeria, Mali, Sierra Leone, and Mali, but also India. The guided tour of the delegation is led by the commander of the Djiboutian Navy, Colonel Ahmed Dahir Jama, in the presence of the official from Department of International Relations in Djibouti. On the morning, the Monday, June 6, they made a guide tour in Djibouti, the major industrial development. On their arrival, they were welcomed by the marketing director of authorities of port and prisons, but also they get an explanation to them that in a ministerial prisons project housing and project focusing on the heavy industry, including oil, gas, sheep, and repair the animals. The delegation was able to see and appreciate the large-scale construction site that is being carried out in the country. In the afternoon, they made another guide tour within the general company of Djiboutian terminals, which is located in Dorale on the place. Also, necessary explanation were given to them by the director of the marketing, Mr. Arif Mohammed, and the operation director, Mr. Jack Rainier. For his part, the head of the delegation of the National Defense College of Nigeria indicated that this is a visit to acquire the know-how and the mechanism of investment, which makes the happiness of Djibouti. As we see, he said, the country has the infrastructure that are well equipped. This will be an asset for us to invest here and to transfer the know-how in our country. Taking the floor in turn, the commander of the Navy, Colonel Ahmed Dahir Jama, welcome and thanked the head of the delegation, in particular all his delegation, for their visit to Djibouti. He indicated that Djibouti has enormous economic potential and much of the infrastructure is put in place to facilitate the exchange of world trade, and we will be, he said, attentive to them to give you all the means to make you enjoy your visit in Djibouti. And this press release, which reaches us from the electricity of Djibouti, the institutions has been the victims of identity thief on Twitter for a few days, or the individual shares enormous information on the social network Twitter to mislead users. The direction of the electricity of Djibouti ask a Twitter user not to pay attention to these false allegations designed to harm the images of the institutions. Under the high patronage of the Ministry of Budget, the CAF organized the production ceremony for the trainee of second promotion of the higher cycle Abdul Qadir Waberi Asker. the People's Palace. They selected among the executive of the various administrations of budget ministry the criteria for administration to this higher cycle training had been raised indeed, whether they came from customs, taxations, or public finance, treasury. The university level was required to access this high level training. 50 trainees made up of 70% women were thus selected from the various departments of the Ministry of Budget. This 2020 to 2021 session, which obtained and opened its door on November 2, 2020, had the privilege of taking place in the ultra-modern premises of the Institute of Diplomatic Studies, which hosted all the training program provided by the CAF. During these sessions, at the end of the ceremony, the officials presented a certificate of such as computer equipment to the winners of the second promotion and the higher cycle of this institution. The General Manager of the Financial Applications Center, Mr. Abdul Razak Khaire, underlined the importance of this training. He said this training had the privilege of taking place in the ultra-modern premises of the Institute of Diplomatic Studies, which hosted all the training program provided by the CF during these sessions. For its part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Labor and Budgets have in turn congratulated the winners of this promotion by he urged them to take advantage of this training and this opportunity, and then he continued by urging them to follow the strengthening of practices of this evaluation in our country. The Djibouti Association of Evaluation has launched the evaluation days as part of the Global War Evaluation Week, which has the theme EVA Evolution, the evolution of monitoring and the 21 first country from 6 to June, the conference rooms of Sheraton Hotel. The Djibouti Association of ADE Evolution was created in July 2016 by the group of national experts in bringing together professional training of actors in the field of monitoring and evaluations. And now moving on to the international scenes, the UN reported Israeli on being main causes of conflict with the Palestinian. Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories and discrimination against the Palestinian populations are the main causes of recurring tensions and instability, according to the report released on Tuesday by the Commission of Inquiry mandated by the UN Human Rights Councils. The findings and recommendations relate to the root causes, the Israeli, which we analyze as an indicator of nature of conflicts and the reality of one state occupying another. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.